fall eventually. Wait, those were dirt because he did was testing his No, he didn't. No, he did. No, his arms are mad sharp. It's a 7-foot jump and he's like 6 feet tall. He jumped out of the
Good afternoon. Would you please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem and the reciting of the pledge of the flag? To the flag. That was really bad, sorry. The national anthem will be sung by Faith Perry, and the pledge to the flag will be led by Class Vice President Catherine Luciano, and both are being signed by ASL students.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Catherine. You're back.
I will now introduce the president of the class, Sean McNamara.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this very special occasion. Are you guys ready to have some fun? Yeah? Well then let me tell you, you're in the wrong place. This is a high school graduation ceremony. But hey, class of 2018, we made it. In about 2 hours, we are all going to walk across this stage, grab those diplomas, and then enter the real world. I know that sounds like a scary thing, but one upside is that I'm pretty sure we are never going to have to see the word sine, cosine, or tangent ever again. So that's pretty cool. While a lot of hard work got us here, we did not do it alone. We had our friends and family here to support us along each step of this very long journey, as well as an amazing team of teachers and administrators leading the way. And for that, we are very thankful. I know this has been a long time coming, over 12 years to be exact, so I don't want to take up too much more time, so I just have one last thing to say. Class of 2018, congratulations. Please welcome Pastor William Dudley, class of 76, from the Union Church of South Foxboro, to present the invocation to the class.
Good afternoon. I bring you greetings from the class of 1976, the first class to attend all 4 years in this building, and congratulations to the class of 2018. Would you join me in a word of prayer? Father in heaven, from whom the whole earth derives its name, Every human is made in your image and after your likeness, and is loved and of great value in your sight. Bless this proceeding today, we pray, in the class of 2018. In all the days ahead, watch over and bless each one, direct their path, grant them all success, material and spiritual, we pray, in your holy name, amen.
Please welcome Foxboro High School Principal, Ms. Diana Myers-Pacla.
Good afternoon and welcome to quite an exciting day for all of our members of the class of 2018. Each year at commencement exercises, we honor the faculty and the staff of the Foxboro Public Schools who are retiring so that we can thank them for their service, not only to the class of 2018, but to all of the children of the Foxboro community. This year, we recognize and honor. If you are here, I would ask you to please stand. From the Burrell Elementary School, Greg McManus, 36 years. Patricia Ruba, 24 years. Francis Stillwell, 19 years. From the Taylor School, Colleen Barrett, 22 years. From our Transportation Department, Celeste Kane, 22 years. From Foxboro High School, Gary Good, 25 years. Cindy Karalikas, 20 years. Ellie Petrovic, 30 years. And from the Foxboro Public Schools, Debbie Spinelli, 23 and a half years. Collectively, that's well over 200 years of service to the children here in Foxboro, so thank you to all of you. And at this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Amy Berdos, Superintendent of the Foxboro Public Schools.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, graduation class of 2018. I'd like to welcome you, our 2018 graduates, and your parents, family, friends, school committee, faculty and staff, and the other guests that are here to celebrate you today. I think it would be fitting if we took a moment to give a wave, a smile, and a great big thank you, because it is with all of their support that you sit here today. When I first began to think about this speech, I thought long and hard about what it is that I really want to share with you. What could I say that would resonate with you as graduates, your parents, and family members? At the same time, I thought about what message could I give that was something that you could take with you, regardless of your path that you take from here. After much reflection, 3 things continued to surface in my mind: new beginnings, change, and making your mark. Today marks the new beginnings. Commencement, by definition, means to begin something new. This year has marked many new beginnings for us. Mrs. Debbie Spinelli was your superintendent when you entered Foxboro High School and was your assistant superintendent prior to that, and a teacher to many others as well. She dedicated 23 and a half years to Foxboro, but with her retirement in December, she too had a new beginning. One where she can reap the rewards of the many years of hard work and enjoy a much-deserved retirement. Just as she embarked on her new beginning, I began mine. Today marks my first graduation as your superintendent. Stepping into your role as superintendent in January began my new journey, a journey of change. Change can be daunting, uncomfortable, and exciting all at the same time. Today marks the day of new beginnings and changes for you and your parents. As you walk the stage today, you cross over from high school and begin a new journey. Whether you are headed off to college, the military, or a career, your new beginning awaits you. It will be full of changes. And remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. I encourage you to embrace it, learn from it, grow from it. Your parents may not be ready to embrace the change of you growing up. It's hard to accept that you are ready to enter a new world, and you may not need us. They will not be there to watch over your shoulder, to ask if you've completed your homework. Our question, what time will you be home? Now, you might be ready to embrace that change. It can be hard for a parent to accept that you have grown up to the young men and women who sit before us today. You have experienced many changes and challenges just this year. I hope that you have learned the importance of your voice. Never underestimate your voice and the power that you have of transforming the future. Use it for good. You do have the ability to change the world. Be the architect of your future. I ask, what will you construct? You have a chance to make your own mark. I recently thought of a particular children's book that I picked up and have sitting on my coffee table at home. The book was written by children's author Kobe Imada and is called What Do You Do with a Chance? In this book, a young child is presented with some remarkable chances and doesn't quite know what to do with them. The child's fascination grows as more and more chances come around. The message that I pull from this story is that chances will come by, but you may be afraid to take one. But you must be willing to take a chance. You must be open to grabbing an opportunity and recognize one when it comes your way. Have the courage to take it, even if it leads to failure. Taking a chance means that you are willing to change. Again, change can be uncomfortable and it is not always easy. As in the book, the child has to be willing to reach out and grab it. Another chance did come his way, and he decided to reach for it, but he missed, fell, and became embarrassed. You too may reach out, take a chance, and fail, but it is from our failures that we must be willing to learn. It is from our mistakes and failings that we can learn and grow the most. Take a chance to learn new things, but have patience with your expectations. And speaking of patience, this is 2018. What is needed is a little dose of reality, and I do not necessarily mean old school. Your generation has been given the ability for many instant results, unlike any generation in history before. Let's face it, Rome wasn't built in a day. You text your friends, multiple friends at once, and get immediate answers. You send a picture through Snapchat, and you get a response immediately. Unless, of course, your friends leave you open. Your yearbook theme of social media actually fits in nicely as it illustrates how things have evolved. After you walk the stage today, your need for patience is going to become more and more necessary, whether it be advancing your education, saving for a home, or even raising children. Having patience in life will be a necessary tool for your success as you make your mark in life. What does it mean to make your mark? It means what many of you have accomplished during your time at Foxboro High School. Your mark has been left by your actions to others, your academic successes, as we heard at class night, the difference you have made through athletics, clubs, music, the arts, service organizations, extracurricular activities, and clubs. Some of these actions have been very visible, and some not so visible. You have made a mark on someone, you may have made a mark on someone that you don't even realize. The kindness that you shared with someone in passing, a friendship or relationship cultivated with friends or even teachers. These actions make a difference to others. Your mark may be from the number of service hours that you committed to helping others, those in school, out of school, in the community, and even globally. We need you to continue to make your mark and make a better future for all of us. It is your voice that can lead to change, make a difference for others, and make the world better. Have the courage to take that chance and make your voice heard. Have patience to do the work, and persevere through it all, as one day you will certainly teach the next generation. Congratulations, class of 2018. Speaking on behalf of the Foxboro School Committee, I am happy to introduce School Committee member, Ms. Christina Bellinger.
Thank you, Dr. Barados. Good afternoon, and welcome to the graduating class of 2018, families, friends, faculty, and administration. I am truly honored to have the opportunity to speak to you on this special day. On behalf of the Foxboro School Committee, congratulations, class of 2018. You survived and truly thrived the past 13 years of public education, all 2,340 days of school. I know. People often ask why I want to serve on the school committee. There are 190 reasons sitting up here in their caps and gowns, and another 2,400 plus K-11 students enrolled in our schools. You are the reason the school committee, administration, and faculty strive to maintain standards of instructional excellence throughout Foxboro Public Schools and to provide an education that meets the needs of all learners. Graduation Day is the culmination of all your years of hard work in the classroom, on the playing fields, in the art and music wings, on the stage, and in so many other areas of student interests and abilities. The foundation you have been given here is solid, and you are more than ready to take on the next stage of your lives. Today concludes the first chapter in your book, but you have many more chapters to write, and you are the authors of the remaining chapters. Anne Frank stated, "Parents can only give good advice or put them on the right paths, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. You will determine the content of your own stories. Your actions and choices going forward, and the manner in which you react to the inevitable obstacles and unexpected events that will cross your paths, will define who you are and who you will become." As you turn the page to chapter 2, I have 3 challenges for you. First, be humble and kind as you strive for your own personal success. You can shine your light brightly without dimming someone else's. As renowned author and poet Maya Angelou noted, I've learned that people will never forget what you said. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Be a person who makes other people feel better about themselves. For many weeks over the winter, the sign in front of the I Go School read, "Be a rainbow in someone's cloud." This mantra is such a positive way to live life. Make someone smile every day. You won't regret it, and at the end of the day, it will actually be your greatest accomplishment. In the words of former First Lady Barbara Bush, never lose sight of the fact that the most important yardstick of your success will be how you treat other people, your family, friends, co-workers, and even strangers you meet along the way. My second challenge to you is be brave. As Dr. Barados just so eloquently said, don't be afraid to take a chance. Your future paths might take you out of your comfort zone. You could even fail. Do not let this deter you from your goals. In the words of Winnie the Pooh, you can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. And if you stumble along the way, remember the words of Confucius. Our greatest glory lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Every time I have stepped out of my personal comfort zone, and admittedly, not as often as I should, the rewards have been immeasurable. You will discover your strengths and weaknesses and learn from your experiences. You will grow as an individual as you embrace new opportunities. The third challenge is to be the change you wish to see in the world. This quote from Gandhi is a favorite of mine and essentially sums up what it means to be a good citizen and community member. Class of 2018, I urge you not just to identify problems, but try to fix them. Become part of the solution. Put your collective talents towards making the world around you a better place to live. It is easy to complain on social media about a perceived injustice, but it takes a willingness to step forward and get involved in order to bring about true change. So many of you have shown a sincere commitment to community service throughout high school, and I am confident that you will continue to make positive contributions to your community in the future. So, class of 2018, as you write your next chapters, please remember these three things. Be kind, be brave, and be the change. And as Christopher Robin said to Pooh Bear, promise me you'll always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think, and loved more than you will know. Congratulations, graduates. We are so proud of you.
At this time, we would like to recognize the members of the class of 2018 who have committed to the service, who have committed to serve in the U.S. military. So as I read your names, would you please stand? Julianne Abdu, U.S. Air Force. Joseph Abdu, U.S. Marines. Timothy Cash, U.S. Army National Guard. Anthony Capicetti, U.S. Army. Joseph Durba, U.S. Marines. Aidan Kelly, U.S. Marines. Jackson Stone, U.S. Army. And Jonathan Storrs, U.S. Marines. Jonathan is not here today as he has already left for boot camp. We, though, would also like to acknowledge any active or previous military personnel attending today's graduation. Would you please stand? Any of our members here in the audience? Your willingness to serve and your dedication to our country is greatly appreciated. Thank you to our young people going in, and thank you to all of you in the audience as well. We would also ask that all of our scholarship winners, would you please stand? Our scholarship night was held this past Tuesday evening. This community has awarded over $240,000 to 107 members of the class of 2018. On behalf of our recipients, we would like to thank the many contributors for their generosity. Thank you. You may sit. Thank you. And at this time, it is indeed my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker today, Class President Sean McNamara.
Can I have everyone's attention, please? Thank you. That was a public speaking welcome. Miss Bryant was here, I would say hello, but she's not. The day has finally come. We have conquered 12 grades, won every single year since the age of 6, bettering our education each step of the way, and finally we are so close to getting those diplomas and moving on to bigger and better things. Sorry. All right, so just a few requests before I really get into this. 1, surprisingly, I have never spoken in front of such a large crowd, and when I get nervous, my reading ability drops to about a 2nd grade level. So if what I'm saying doesn't make sense, just try to roll with it, and hopefully we'll get back on track. 2, if you see a lady with curly brown hair and an obnoxiously large camera climbing over people to get to the front, try and ignore her. That's my mom. She's just trying to get the perfect shot. You know this picture is going to be all over Facebook, probably a lock screen of some sort, and most certainly our Christmas card for the next 13 years. And 3, I'm required to stick to this script extremely tightly. So there will be no live reactions on my part. Everything is on here, like I wish I was kidding. Like even me talking about wishing I was kidding is on here. Like even me talking about all right, I'm done. Even that laugh was built in. So thank yous are definitely in order today. So I want to start off by thanking you all for joining us on such a special day. I think I speak for the class when I say that much of our success is due to the support we get from our friends, family, and the faculty, staff, and administration here at Foxboro High School. This place really is amazing. I know that not all of us were thinking about this when we would dread coming here at 7 a.m. every morning, but these Foxboro schools really are one of a kind. The teachers, the front desk, guidance, and the administrators all knew us by name and cared about how we were doing, not only in school, but out of school. And that's not something many people can say about their high schools. And it wasn't just here in the high school. Everyone down at the middle school and even the elementary schools were such a vital part in shaping us into the people we are today. Think about your favorite teacher and how much influence they had on your life. The people who work here in the community go above and beyond every single day, and we are so grateful for that. And now I want to take a moment to honor the parents and guardians of the class of 2018. This day is just as much theirs as it is ours. Each step of the way, they have been there for us, supporting us as we grew into the people we are today. They were helping us write out our names letter by letter in kindergarten, driving us to our soccer games and cheering us on no matter how boring it was in elementary school. They faced the daunting task of simply dealing with us in middle school and took us on our first driving lessons in high school. For every single one of us graduating today, they have been behind us, pushing us, making sure we got here. So parents and guardians of the class of 2018, please stand up. You know, I feel bad for Foxboro High School. There has never been, nor ever will be, a class as unique as the class of 2018. We hit all aspects of the spectrum. Music, oh, we have some unreal musicians. Our very own Dominic Amico was a finalist to play in the Grammy band. Yes, like the actual Grammys, that band. Impressive, right? We are also quite an athletic class. We have a state championship under our belt, along with multiple athletes competing on the national level. I mean, I don't want to name drop or anything, but we have Joe Morrison, Ashley Sampson, Lily Sykes, Jake Adesh, and Catherine Luciano. I could go on, but I only have a limited amount of time. We have some insane artists as well. Gwen Callan, Nick Esposito, and Christian Kalsick, to name a few. We also have 8 students entering the military next year. Julianne Abdu, Joseph Abdu, Timothy Cash, Anthony Capichetti, Joseph Derba, Aiden Kelly, Jonathan Storrs, and Jackson Stone. These students are showing immense bravery and selflessness, and you guys deserve all the recognition. Oh, and I almost forgot. Our valedictorian has one of the highest GPAs in Foxboro history, plus Nate West is going to Cornell, and Lauren Platt is going to MIT next year. And lastly, just look at us. Have you ever seen a group of people clean up so nicely? Ew. Now comes the part of the speech where I'm supposed to deliver a message to inspire you all to do some sort of good in this world. Now let me tell you, finding something we can all relate to has been one of the most challenging things I have ever done in my life. We are all different, unique, special in our own ways. We have different interests, different backgrounds, and different perspectives. I don't want to tell you all to go change the world. Let's be realistic. We can't all do that, and some of us don't want to do that. It really sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to tell you to be kind. Our parents taught us to be kind as children. We have had assemblies about being kind, and guest speakers come in to talk to us about the importance of kindness. If at this point you don't realize the value of being kind to one another, especially in the type of world we live in, someone telling you to be kind is not going to change you. That's something you have to do on your own. I want to tell you to be yourself when you go out in the real world. I know people are always saying, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. And so the importance has kind of faded away. But there are 7.4 billion people on this earth. I don't want to bring down any spirits, but hey, you can throw a ball. There's probably someone who can throw it further. You can play an instrument. There's probably someone who can play it better. But there's something we are all the best at, and that is being ourselves. I'm better at being me than Catherine is at being me. You could never. Catherine is better at being Catherine than Yasa is at being Catherine. Do you see what I'm getting at? There are 8,324,608 possible combinations of 23 chromosome pairs, each chromosome pair containing DNA which makes a person who they are. I'm out of school now, so I don't really want to do the math. But 8,324,608 multiplied by 23, multiplied by however many billions of cells in your body is probably a really large number. I'm here to confirm that you are one of a kind, and that math backs me up. When you're trying to be someone or something you are not, those victories, those milestones you reach don't feel like yours. They belong to the people who made you feel that being yourself was not good enough. This all comes from personal experience. I was asked to prepare a speech for graduation, and I knew I wanted to give the best speech I possibly could, because it's what my classmates deserve. I wanted the speech to matter. Kat, you need to stop. You need to stop. I wanted this message to stick, and I know it's not going to happen without connecting it to something, relating it somewhere, telling some sort of story. So I'm going to read a letter I submitted for a scholarship, a part of my story. Since I was a kid, I was tagged with phrases like, he doesn't care what other people think, he's always himself. He's not afraid to beat to his own drum, or my personal favorite, he's kind of different, but he's spunky. When I would hear these as a kid, I never really gave them a second thought, because it was usually my mom and her friends engaging in some grown-up talk, so honestly, I didn't really care. But now looking back, I can see why I was described in this way. When all the kids went left, I went right. When my friends were all nervous about dyeing their hair at middle school soccer tournaments, I was the first to do it. And every year I would rock a mohawk going into the summer. Looking back, this was the way to live life, and it's sad that I didn't learn a thing or two from my 8-year-old self that I could have brought with me into high school. High school was supposedly a fresh start, but not really. We all went to middle school together. I had the same friends, played the same sports, and my brother was already in high school, so I even kind of had a little bit of hallway crud on my first day. But what I also brought with me was this part of me that I tried my hardest to absolutely bury. I'm gay, and I knew that going into high school. There's something so oddly appealing about fitting in and being like everyone else. The first few months of high school, I could feel myself changing into a person that I did not want to become. It wasn't that I was turning into the gay kid or anything, but instead that all my originality, everything that made me who I am, was slipping out of the door because I was afraid of what people would say. I dressed like my friends, forced myself to be interested in what they were interested in, and made sure to have the right number of friends that were girls as to not raise any questions. The kid who used to not be afraid to try new things or get crazy haircuts because he didn't care what people would say would not have even recognized himself. I would hear the things that people would say, but it was easier to just ignore them. You don't realize how bad a situation is until you move on from it, then take the time to step away and look back. It wasn't until I was able to come out to my best friend that this destructive path that I was on took a sharp left turn, and I'm so glad that it did. I was always able to be my genuine self around her, which was such a refreshing feeling. Sometimes it takes someone else seeing the good in you for you to see it in yourself. I was gifted with a whole new perspective on the world, and I was going to make the most of it. I started wearing the clothes I wanted to wear. Whether I wanted to wear something comfy, funny, or fly, I didn't feel weird walking the halls. And I didn't have that feeling that people were always talking about me. I started doing things that I wanted to do. I no longer felt the need to stick to the things my friends liked. I wanted to be my own person. And I no longer felt the need to count the number of girls I talked to at social events to make sure there was an equal number of guys I talked to. I just talked to anyone I wanted to. High school is always a learning experience for everyone, some more than others. I entered high school too ashamed to be myself. The 13-year-old me would have done anything to be someone else. But after this long and bumpy road, I am so happy to say that little kid who shamelessly rocked his crazy-colored mohawk was definitely recognized himself on stage at graduation day. I have been on both sides. I have lived my life and I've tried to live someone else's. I know what it is like. You may not remember the equation to find instantaneous velocity or who the 29th president was, but I hope that you take with you the importance of being yourself no matter where you go in life. Do not let people make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin because they're not comfortable in theirs. Do not let someone convince you you won't achieve your dreams because the stars you are shooting for are further away than theirs. And do not let anyone make you feel inferior because you are different. All those successes and all those accomplishments taste a whole lot better when they are yours. Class of 2018, it has been one crazy ride. 4 years turned into 1 hour real quick. I cannot wait to watch you all conquer your mountains. It is with much love that this is your class president saying goodbye one final time. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to present the class valedictorian, Yasa Baig.
Can everyone hear me? Oh, how about now? Let's give another round of applause for our class president, Sean McNamara. I can't say my speech will be as brave as his, but I'll try. So, good afternoon, fellow members of the class of 2018. I'm just gonna toss this back. As I stand here before you in full grad regalia on this, our last day here at FHS, let me take you back to our first day, way back in freshman year. It was mostly sunny, a bit overcast. I'm sure that many of us were nervous, some of us excited, but I don't think that any of us realized then what the next 4 years would have in store. I sure didn't. I had picked out my clothes the night before, as well as loaded my iconically overstuffed 200-pound freshman backpack with notebooks, pencils, and of course, my trusty TI-84, totally prepared for the classes to come. However, as I was about to walk through that door and catch the bus, my mother called me back in. She wanted to take a family photo. I, being an argumentative 14-year-old and thinking himself far too mature to take a photo with his mother, refused. But my mother is nothing if not adamant, and after some back and forth, she won. Someday, Asa, she told me, you'll look back on this day fondly, the start of a new chapter of your life. I, half listening, retorted, sure, whatever. I'll take the photo, but I won't like it. Back then, I always needed to have the last word. Now on this morning, 4 years later, and once again hinged on another new chapter of my life, I look back on that photo and saw in it how not only I, but each and every one of us has changed. Every one of us has changed since that fateful day, grown stronger, smarter, and more mature, and couldn't help but feel a twinge of nostalgia for those early years. I guess, as usual, my mother was right. But I would add, Mom, it would appear that even at age 18, I still need to have the last word. I jest, of course, but really, I think that two-word phrase, last word, speaks a lot to what it means to be valedictorian. Like, quite literally, that is what it means. This one may be a bit harder, but if my fellow classmates could once again return with me back to those dreaded first-year English, Greek, and Latin root quizzes, you'll find the word valedictorian comes from the Latin, and I'm going to butcher this pronunciation for any of you classics majors, valere, meaning to be well, and dicere, meaning to say. In short, the one who says farewell. But more than just the dictionary definition, however, there's a persistent stereotype which accompanies the class valedictorian. They're always a studyaholic, the student who never leaves their desk and gets upset at A-minuses. Outside of the classroom, this level of accomplishment persists, with these top students often also being star athletes, as well as achieving numerous honors and activities ranging from scientific research to artistic works. Really, since I was a freshman, I could never quite understand how any student could be so constantly successful. I'd admired the valedictorians who had passed, but always with a persistent aura of disbelief. How can anyone succeed so constantly and so frequently? I'd ask myself. At class night, they would always read out these mile-long list of accomplishments and honors, and I'd sit beside in disbelief and wonder. And at this time each year, each of them would offer some great speech filled with striking wisdom or unique encouragement. I, however, am not one of those kids. Class of 2018, I have no lofty advice to give. I haven't got it all figured out. I've got no 5-step plan or how-to guide. To an extent, I'm just winging it, as I imagine to some degree all of us are, adults included. In full disclosure, I couldn't even pick out a proper tie for this ceremony. My little sister had to step in and help me out. She did a good job. The only answer I can offer you is to the question I posed earlier in regard to past valedictorians. How can anyone succeed so constantly and so frequently? And the short answer is you can't. The longer answer is that those super long accolade lists only tell half the story. Really, more like 15 to 25% of the story at best. What the real truth is that in the case of the stereotypical valedictorian, we all celebrate the successes, but disregard the times they fell short, the times they stumbled, and the times where things didn't go as planned. I know that for me, not covered at class night or in any Foxboro Reporter articles were the universities that rejected me, the over dozen research internships that turned me down, and the smattering of other awards and scholarships which I did not end up receiving or was too afraid to even apply to. And perhaps more subtly, they did not discuss the sheer quantity of times I got a problem wrong on a homework or classwork assignment before I had learned the material for a test, or the times I had to stay after for extra help. And most significantly, not discussed are those who stood behind me every step of the way, my teachers, who from kindergarten to 12th grade guided me to this moment, not expecting any recognition in return. These are the quieter things which are ignored by that deceptive number, the GPA. Similarly, I'm sure any member of our state championship girls basketball team can tell you about the numerous times they missed a shot during practice before nailing it in the game. Pick any pupil in our multi-award winning music ensembles, and in a heartbeat, they could speak volumes on the times they messed up a note or passage while practicing for a performance. Select a student from our nationally competitive DECA team and ask them on the sheer amount of preliminary practice that went in before the big meets. Really, in a class filled with so much achievement, I'm certain that anyone could speak about a time they struggled working towards some huge goal. Traditionally, the valediction highlights the tangible achievements of the class, the pieces of paper that hang on walls, and the bits of metal that sit in dusty glass cases. But now, on this, our last day, I ask the members of my class to remember these perhaps less prestigious or illustrious times. Because at the end of the day, it is in adversity and, dare I say, failure that we grow and we learn. I think I speak on behalf of the class when I say these were the times where our education really happened. These were the times we all stuck a hand out and got help from those who truly cared for us most, our teachers, our parents, and most importantly, our fellow classmates. After all, it was in this long walk to success did we truly transform from 200 or so disparate students to become what we are, the class of 2018. So with all of that said, class of 2018, I do not wish you success in all of your endeavors to come. Rather, going to school with you each and every day proved to me a long time ago we are all heading for great things. No wishes required. Instead, my fellow classmates, the only one piece of advice that I can truly give is that while you're striving towards your goals, whatever they may be, you take the time to cherish both the ups and downs, the setbacks and the leap forwards, and most important, the people who take those steps with you. And on that note, class of 2018, I'll leave you with one last thought, and that is this. The valedictorian is not the unqualified success story of the class. The valedictorian is simply the one who says farewell. So with a heavy heart, I say farewell to my teachers who have inspired me and my classmates who have grown up alongside me, making the person who stands before you today. It's truly been an honor and a privilege to have known and befriended each and every one of you. And honestly, I sincerely thank you all for everything. I truly cannot wait to see what you all do next. And here's to both the setbacks and the successes to come. Congrats, guys. We made it.
Okay, it's just about that time, class of 2018. Before I declare, though, parents and family members, I do want you to know that we have a photographer up here that will be taking a photo when the student receives their diploma, and another photographer in the back after. They're available online. Superintendent Dr. Berdos, School Committee Chair Ms. Beverly Lord, and School Committee, I am able to certify to you that each of these diploma candidates has met or exceeded the requirements for graduation as established by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Foxboro schools. They are worthy recipients of the Foxboro High School Diploma. Assistant principals, Mr. David Pierce and Ms. Beth Sylvia will be assisting school committee member Christina Bellinger with the presenting of the diplomas. Mr. Pierce? Oh, and we would ask, if you wouldn't mind holding your applause as the candidates go by, you don't want to miss a name.
Sean Robert McNamara. Yasa Beg. Lauren Elizabeth Platt. Nathan Bernard Dumont. Shayna Lynn Abbott. Julianne Elizabeth Abdu. Joseph Anthony Abdu. Jacob Anis Adesh. Dominic Justin Amico. Jacqueline Michelle Anderson. Sierra Nicole Aranda. Am I still going too fast? Olivia Ann Balabanis. Molly Jean Barbieri. Chad Preston Bierce. Lily Christine Bain. Catherine Mary Luciano. Michael Thomas Moses. Caroline May Boudreau. John William Bellinger. Casey Robert Blair. Louis Oliver Blake. Samuel Pierce Blake. Mary Allison Booth. John Michael Robert Boucher. Caitlin Margaret Brightman. Jacqueline Ann Brion. Alexander Warren Brodeur. Emily Catherine Bubensic. Zachary Matthew Lewis. Alexis Lynn Buckner. James Thomas Burke. Catherine Ellen Burke. Malaysia Yani Cabral. Gwendolyn Elizabeth Callan. Anthony Thomas Capichetti. Patrick John Carey. Taylor Ann Caruso. Timothy Lincoln Cash. Cameron James Cass. Margaret Marie Ciora. Jennifer Lee Cipolla. Christopher George Cirillo. Jenna Mae Clifton. Michael James Collins. Patrick Glenn Connolly. Erin Rose Connolly. Michael Philip Costa. Gianni Nico Crew.
Yeah, Gianni.
Jackson David Crowley. Jordan Marie Cummings D. Mackenzie Casey Kuzak. Trinity Shalise Daly. Nicoletta Delavoris. Jeffrica Dawn Dana. Olivia Joyce D'Antona. Andrew Richard Dare. Jared Jason Fennell. Ariel Elizabeth Davis. Hannah Christine Davis. Kevin Henderson Decker. Riley Deckers.
Good job, Captain.
Erin Marie Del Greco. Joseph John Durba. Stephen John Donaghy. David Christopher Dow. Michael Samuel Dunn. Philip DeRay. Daniel Patrick Egan.
Mr. Duran with the dance man. Good job, Sonata.
Madison Jennifer Elliott.
Unsung hero for the class of 2018. That's what you are. Unsung hero.
Samuel Robert Irving.
Smile, love it.
Nicholas Quinn Esposito. Caitlin Elizabeth Flaherty. Thomas Charles Fletcher. Noah O. Foley.
Great job.
Stephen Patrick Foster. Jack Andrew Francis Kelly. Joseph Jordan Freitas. Brady Douglas Gardner. Samuel Robert Garabrandt. Ashlyn Rose George.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell your mom thank you.
Brennan William George.
You are stunning. Stunningly beautiful.
Brian Gregory Gill. Sophia Marie Glennon. Bryce Nolan Goddard. Aniruda M. Gubala. Robert John Harrison. Devin Michael Hassett. Haley Danielle Hebert.
Get out of here. You check that diploma.
Michael Joseph Henry. Patrick Joseph Hood. Shengmiao Huang. Patrick Francis Huther. Joshua Ethan Jacobson.
Good job.
Calvin Thomas James. Anne Marie Jarvis.
Mr. James. Good job, sweetheart.
Matthew Robert Jurgens. Hussein Mohammed Kafel. Christian Joseph Kalsick. Patrick David Bartolome Caveney. Should have looked at me.
Don't worry, I'll screw up.
Ryan Michael Kelly. Aiden Kennedy Kelly. Caitlin Michelle Kenny. Christopher Cameron Knight. Morgan Rice Crocta.
Go this way. Go this way, right here. Sinjing Yu. Dahlia Lachelle Lorquette. Jonathan Robert Lucas. Natalie Lupo. Jillian Lee Lynch. Carly Janet Madden. Edward Thomas Mayer IV. Nicholas Anthony Mineta. Nadira Khadijah Marsh. Colleen Ruth McCullough. Kelly Flynn McCarthy. Glory Noel McCoy. Michael Alexander McHugh. Stephen Patrick McLaughlin. Julia Alden Mativier. Sean Joseph Morris.
Congratulations.
Lindsay Ruth Morris. Joseph Lawrence Morrison. Hamza Ali Nasari. Good, bad? Okay. Kira Bridget Norrish. Rachel Marie Nunes. Jack Douglas O'Donnell. Morgan Elizabeth O'Leary. Holly Carolyn O'Toole. Luca Maximilian Olker. Greg Robert Pagliazzo. Zachary Ian Parker. Jillian Dunn Pepard. Faith Shushanian Perry.
Elizabeth Cody Peterson. Lindsay Marie Phelan. Hannah Paige Phillips. Good job, kid. Madeline Rose Phillips. Louis Salvatore Piccolo. Maria Christina Polisopoulos. Matthew Kevin Pond. William Armand Pote. Kayla Anna Prague. Billy Rhea Prescott. Sophia Lynn Prinos. Anthony Stefano Corderoni. Devlin Wolf Roos. Ian Hunter Roos. Paul Vincent Riccio. Christina Grace Rogers. Matthew Thomas Rangioni. Mandy Rose Ryan. Ashley Marie Sampson. Megan Elizabeth Savage. Kathleen Elizabeth Scollins. Jacob Daniel Selenius. Taylor Paul Scharfman. Gabriella Tessa Shokuski. Breno Delana Silva. James Richard Silvera. Thomas John Slater II. Logan Michael Sloan. Shannon Lee Smalley. Ryan Patrick Spinney. Hannah Lee St. Germain. Jackson David Stone. Matthew Charles Seuss. Aiden Thomas Sullivan. Bailey Ann Sullivan. Lily Elizabeth Sykes. Grace Ann Tamulonis. Nicholas David Tedescucci.
Congratulations.
Ariana Silva Texera. Jada Joyani Texera. Robert Charles Terriot.
Congratulations.
Colin Meehan Thornton. Cade Moore Triani. Madison Lee Treweek.
Congratulations.
Sophia Joy Uden. Yusuf Jafar Wali. Lauren Elizabeth Walter. Nathan William West. Andrew Joseph Whalen. Taylor Michelle Wheatley. Riley Michael Wigmore. Nicole Ray Yeomans.
Congratulations.
Hold, please. We have a photo backup. Weird, awkward silence. I hate weird, awkward silence. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and truly an honor that I present to you the Foxboro High School class of 2018. Sean. Right to left, right? Please move your tassels right to left, right?
Class of 2018, tassels right to left. And now let's throw these things into the air.